Family and friends of Nick and Rebekah, welcome to their wedding ceremony. Please be seated. To all their guests, they're happy to share this moment with you. They have known most of you for several years. You watched them grow up, you went to school with them, worked with them, championed victories on the ladder golf battlefield, or faced crushing defeats in other demonstrations of Nick's oddly remarkable athletic abilities. Because you are the ones who have supported them and known them so well, it is only fitting that you are the ones to share this moment with them. And at such a beautiful place, the bride and groom would like to thank Rebekah's uncle, Carter Waring, for opening his home up to everyone and providing this truly unique setting. Many of you may not know that this farm has been in the family for 6 generations now, and has been, I don't know if there's, it has been in the family, is what I was trying to say, and that was a cool thing. And I don't think there's any really better place to have a wedding, this bringing together of 2 families. And it's the blending of the 2 families, the Larens and the Dymonds, separate up to this moment, but united from this day forward, blending their traditions together, strengthening the family tree. Nick and Rebekah are pleased to have their parents in the front row, close to them for the ceremony. They both appreciate and thank their parents for all of the love and support they have given over the years. To honor this uniting the families, Rebekah and Nick wish to ask their parents' blessings. Lisa and Alan, do you offer this couple your goodwill? Do you welcome Nick as a member of your family and give him your love and affection? Penny and Bob, Bill and Barbie, do you offer this couple your goodwill? Do you welcome Rebekah as a member of your families and give her your love and affection? A wedding day is a joyous day, but events like this oftentimes rekindle memories of loved ones and family members who are not here with us today. For Rebekah and Nick, there are family members whose memories they hold dear. Their grandparents, important people in their lives, especially remembered today for the examples they provided of successful marriages, one, love, respect. Nick and Rebekah honor their grandparents with these framed pictures, watching the ceremony from the canopy of this family tree. And so it is that Nick and Rebekah present themselves to be married today, surrounded by the people they love the most. And actually, since we're not fully into it yet, I have one announcement. Two. So at the conclusion of the ceremony, we'll walk back through by dismissing rows from front to back as we head towards the reception tent. And then if there are any able-bodied individuals, the first people to arrive at the tent will notice that there is no place to sit down. And so we have a trailer that if some of these chairs could be loaded onto that, well, all the chairs could be loaded onto that, then everyone could have a seat. Or if you want to carry it with you, you're welcome to do that as well. Today is a celebration of love, of commitment, of friendship, of family, and of 2 people who are in it forever. You don't have to have a ceremony to have a marriage. And when you think about it, the whole thing is kind of weird, right? Because you're standing on the stage, looking fancy, flowers all around, being stared at by everyone who has ever meant anything to you in the past 20, 30-something years. And so why do we do it? The marriage ceremony has been an important feature across nearly every culture, religion, generation, and society. We have thousands of important moments that happen throughout our lives. But a marriage is regarded as one so critical, we acknowledge its special status by sharing it with others. Why this moment? Because despite all of our differences, love is what we all share. It's the great unifier, our one universal truth, that no matter who we are, where we've come from, what we believe, we know this one thing. Love is what we're doing right. That's why you both are standing here. That's why you all here are here to watch them stand up here. We have all loved in our lifetimes, and in this moment, we're reminded that the ability to love is the very best part of our humanity. All of us here today have our own love stories. Some are short, others long, some are yet unwritten. Others are just getting to the good parts. There are chapters in all of our stories that are sad or disappointing, and others that are exciting and full of adventure. Nick and Rebekah's love story started years ago. They met, succeeded through separate and shared conquests as they began to build their world together, one Minecraft block at a time. And that brings them here, a time to pause, look back and smile at all the moments that brought them here, and a time to look ahead at all the moments that are still to come. I'm here. We're all here because we want these moments for you. We're here to hope with you, to support you, to be proud of you. And to remind you that love isn't happily ever after. Love is the experience of building your world, of writing your story. It's not one moment. It's not even this moment. It's every moment. Big ones like saying I love you, moving in together, getting engaged, but mostly a million little ones that come in between these big moments. Falling asleep next to one another, spending holidays with your families, cooking tacos together every night for a year, working through game time at camp when facing a pressing deadline, and the satisfaction of making it through it all, good and bad, together. These everyday moments fuse together into one big experience. And even though this experience is so incredible, words fail us when we try and explain it. That's just the way it is with love. It's meant to be felt, not described. But trying to describe love is one of our favorite pastimes. We use the words we have to write stories and poems and songs about love. And even though we describe love in different ways, and even though love can look different from one person to the next, we know it when we see it. And we see it here with Nick and Rebekah. Now, I've had many conversations with them about their relationship ever since they asked me to get involved with their wedding. And one of the first questions that I had asked them in preparation for this was how they knew that their marriage would be a good thing. How do they really think they feel about this other person standing across from them right now? And why they thought that they would continue to feel this way another 6 years, 10 years, 50 years down the road. Now, anyone who's ever had a conversation with Nick and Rebekah might not be surprised when I tell you that it took me nearly a year to get a real answer from them. One that was more than just a collection of movie responses in response to some semantics of my word choice and other layers of jokes you can stack beyond any reasonable level of tolerance, any manner of distraction possible. They did finally put together an answer for me. It came about a week ago. But before I tell you about that, just remember that there's an answer coming. I want to tell you about one of my experiences that I had, actually just really recently leading up to the wedding. And it was with a mutual friend of Nick and Rebekah and I. And we were talking about my past experiences with officiating weddings and other things like that. And then she had asked me a question as to whether or not I would ever perform a wedding for a couple that I didn't see a lasting lifetime together. And I answered that I don't believe that I would, and no, I wouldn't. And so she asked me then, why do you think that Nick and Rebekah will last? And this was now 11 months into waiting for them to give me an answer to that same question, and I hadn't got it yet. So I guess it was my time to try and come up with something. And I wondered, did I have a reason? And do they have a reason? And so I was running through the memories of Nick and Rebekah in my head, trying to answer, because I could feel it. You know, as I said, we see it. And then these memories of Nick and Rebekah, and then it was Nick and Rebekah, never Nick or Rebekah, because quite simply there's no getting just one of them alone. They're always together, even to the point of synchronizing bathroom schedules at camp and anything else that might separate a regular individual. The more I thought about them, the relationships, their relationship and my conversations with them, the endless jokes that they've gotten so good at setting up that they rely on the other person to fill in the punchline. So if one of these pieces is removed, the joke just lies flat. It never rises to the impact that it's meant to. And it was in these silly jokes that I found the answer. The reason that I knew that Nick and Rebekah can really withstand every test of time. And it's not because they're always together, filling the sentences for each other when they're in any conversation with some third party. But it's because of the togetherness that has led them to build this incredible world that only they can uniquely occupy together. It's a world that they've created with an environment that encourages and supports each other to grow and thrive as individuals while strengthening and working to cultivate the best versions of themselves in this union, in this life that they have created. We've watched these two grow up And more importantly, we've seen that who they are now are two very different people than the Nick or Rebekah we knew when they first met. And I believe most of us here would agree that we like who they are. We like who we see them becoming. And so, finally, my answer to our friend's question was this, that Nick and Rebekah like who they are, and it's obvious to anyone who sees them that they truly enjoy the life that they have created in a world that truly only exists because they're together. Without Nick and Rebekah, there would be no Nick or Rebekah. So I thought I gave a pretty good response as I thought about it. And so remember that I had asked these guys to give me a response. And so it actually came unsolicited. About a week ago, we were talking about something tangentially related. It was wedding planning oriented. And Nick just sent me a text. I was thinking about how to describe our current relationship, and I was astounded. And so I was hoping that this 11 3/4 month wait would be worth the response. And then each of them put forward one word. And so, exhausting was the first. And then, inseparable. But in true Nick and Rebekah style, by combining these responses, we see that there's a really sincere truth underneath their jokes, and that these two truly are exhaustingly inseparable. So Nick and Rebekah, you fell in love by chance. You're here today because you're making a choice. You both are choosing each other. You've chosen to be with someone who enhances you, who makes you think, makes you smile, and makes every day brighter. You're about to make promises to each other that you intend to keep. You're going to vow to take care of each other, to stand up for one another, and find happiness in the other. There's a simple premise to each of these promises. You're vowing to be there. You're teaming up and saying to the other, every experience I'm going to have, I want you to be a part of. Before making these vows to each other, your guests and witnesses are here to support you. And so I ask you to make a promise to the loved ones surrounding you, that you recognize no marriage is perfect, that it is only by having bad days that allow us to recognize and appreciate the good. But also, to bring peace to this charge is our human ability to learn. To know that we can grow from every experience and learn to grow and build a life of love for you, your partner, and to shine as a beacon for those around you. A successful marriage is not only marrying the right person, it's being the right partner. Having considered all of these things, Nick, do you promise to do your very best each day to create a loving, healthy, and happy marriage?
I do.
Rebekah, do you promise to do your very best each day to create a loving, healthy, and happy marriage?
Yes.
Rebekah and Nick, your guests ask you to remember these promises to us, but know, like all relationships, the commitment does not come one-sided from you to us. Everyone here, by being witness to your wedding, along with their attendance, they bring a promise to you. The promise to be here for you, to lend a hand or an ear in times of need and difficulty, to be participants in your celebrations and struggles, and to share any burden with you that we may. Friends and loved ones, do you promise to do your very best to support Nick and Rebekah in creating a loving, healthy, and happy marriage with support, advice, and guidance, while also recognizing the couple's autonomy to build their own unique world?
We do.
Rebekah and Nick, I'm standing up here with you, officiating your wedding, making sure that all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, but you realize in a greater sense, no officiant nor any other person can truly marry you. Only you can marry yourselves. By your commitment to love each other, to work with all your hearts towards creating an atmosphere of care and respect, and by your willingness to face together the fears and uncertainty that underlie human life, you marry yourselves more surely than any document we will put our signatures on today. Your love for one another and your willingness to accept each other's strengths and frailties with understanding and consideration will cement the foundation for a life together that will last. Today you commit yourselves to honoring and protecting one another above your separate selves, to valuing your union above your own interests. In so doing, you will find a wealth of love and peace not otherwise attainable. But with this joy comes a profound responsibility to protect the bond you share. For it is only with the continual care that your love is truly secure in the face of life's inevitable tests. You must regard each other with the deepest respect. You must appreciate each other's talents, foster each other's dreams, and be ever mindful of the many gifts the others offer you. Well, the other offers you. You must inspire and encourage one another, for by strengthening your partner, you strengthen your marriage. Bring out the very best in each other. Be kind in criticism and generous in praise for things well done. In communication, be honest and open. For the heart that communicates truth without hesitation earns trust and builds a secure home. Without truth, there is no respect, and without respect, there is no love. Accept your marriage as a work in progress that will hereafter consume your attention, yet never be completed, because a lifelong love requires a lifetime of hard work. But it is a joyous labor, whose fruits are the very richest. Will you, Nick, keep Rebekah as your favorite person, to laugh with her, go on adventures with her, support her through life's tough moments, be proud of her, grow old with her, and find new reasons to love her every day?
I will.
Rebekah, will you keep Nick as your favorite person, to laugh with him, go on adventures with him, support him through life's tough moments, be proud of him, grow old with him, and find new reasons to love him every day?
I will.
Will you, Nick and Rebekah, be each other's partners from this day forward? Will you bring out the best in one another, share your happiest moments together, and love each other absolutely for the rest of this lifetime and for whatever may come next?
Yes. Sure.
Yeah.
We will. We will. I will. I know I will.
Works for me. Well, then take each other's hands. No worries. And all of you who love each other, please take each other's hands as well. To reach out to someone and be acknowledged and loved is a human need. Taking the hand of one who loves you is a powerful symbol of that unspoken bond. Please take a good look at your partner's hands so you may see the gift that they are to you. These are the hands of your best friend that are holding yours on your wedding day. These are the hands that will work alongside yours as together you build your future. These are the hands that, when wrinkled in age, will still be reaching for yours. Now, please. Nick and Rebekah have chosen to wear rings as a symbol of their union. So this is the point in the ceremony where people usually talk about the wedding bands being a perfect circle, having no beginning, no end, and symbol of infinity. It's a beautiful metaphor for love. The circle is endless, eternal, just the way that love should be. But in truth, we all know that these rings do have a beginning. And I'm not here to shatter any long-held symbol of love and marriage. And there exists, I would like to bring that there is a deeper message buried within the origins of these rings. Precious metals became embedded in rocks when they bombarded Earth. Can I speak? When they bombarded Earth from deep within the origins of space. These rocks dug up from the Earth, metals are liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees. The hot metal is forged and cooled, painstakingly polished. Nick's ring is even made directly out of a meteorite. From these materials, something beautiful is made from raw elements. Love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings, made by imperfect beings. It is the process of making something beautiful where there once was nothing at all. As you look at these rings over the years, I hope you remember that. You've created something invaluable, and just as I know you'll protect these rings, I'm confident you'll protect the commitments you've made to one another today. Nick, please take this ring and place it on Rebekah's finger as you repeat after me. I, Nick,
I, Nick,
take thee, Rebekah, to be my wife,
take thee, Rebekah, to be my wife,
to have and to hold in sickness and in health,
to have and to hold in sickness and in health,
for richer or for poorer, in joy and sorrow.
for richer and for poor, in joy and sorrow.
And I promise my love and respect to you.
And I promise my love and respect to you.
And with this ring, I take you as my wife for as long as we both shall live.
And with this ring, I take you as my wife for as long as we both shall live.
Rebekah, place this ring on Nick's finger as you repeat after me. I, Rebekah,
I, Rebekah,
take thee, Nick, to be my husband,
take thee, Nick, to be my husband,
having to hold in sickness and in health,
and have the Lord in sickness and in health,
for richer or for poorer, in joy and sorrow.
for rich and for poor, in joy and sorrow.
And I promise to obey, respect, and love you.
I promise to obey, respect, and love you.
And with this ring, I take you as my husband for as long as we both shall live.
And with this ring, I take you as my husband for as long as we both shall live.
Some of you are familiar with the Dymond family crest that Nick has been branding his namesake with for many years. The couple would like to memorialize their union today with an update to the family emblem. And so Nick and Rebekah invite you to take part in the first revelation of this crest of the updated crest, as they use the tools brought forth by their mothers to finish the image. And then after the ceremony, you will all be invited to sign the board. There will be a pencil back at the table with it, and you can sign your name and a message for the couple, and they will then wood burn your signature into the board. So there's a couple of elements to point out the meaning and the components of the crest. So the diamond in the center, symbolizing the Dymond family name. It's a symbol that Nick has adapted from his father's original conception of the design many years ago, back in his high school years. The swords represent Nick and Rebekah. You'll notice when you look at it closely, the hilt of each design, each piece is designed a bit different to represent their individuality. And the swords themselves being a symbol of strength and protection for one another. The wings radiating out from the crest symbolize their drive and motivations reaching towards their goals in life. And today in front of you, what they're adding, the Dymond family name emblazoned on a ring circling the whole thing, a circle signifying their unity. Justin Fox, a close friend of the bride and groom, and Josh Larry, Rebekah's brother, would like to offer a song to the couple while we work.
We are dead to right, born and raised. We are thick and thin till our last day. So hold me close and I'll surrender to your heart. You know how to give and how to take. You see every hope I locked away. So pull me close and surrender to my heart. Before the flame goes out tonight, yeah, we'll live until we die. So come out, come out, come out, and won't you turn my soul into a raging fire. Come out, come out, come out, until we lose control into a raging fire. Into a raging fire. Come out, come out, come out, and won't you turn my soul into a raging fire. You know time will give and time will take. All the memories made will wash away. Even though we've changed, I'm still here with you. If you listen close, you'll hear the sound of all the ghosts that bring us down. Hold on to what makes you feel, don't let go, it's what makes you real. If the flame goes out tonight, yeah, we'll live until we die. So come on, come out, and won't you turn my soul into a raging fire. Come out, come out, come out, until we lose control into a raging fire. Into a raging fire. Come out, come out, come out, and won't you turn my soul into a raging fire. Let the world leave us behind. Let your heart be next to mine. Before the flame goes out tonight, we can live until we die. So come out, come out, come out, and won't you turn my soul into a raging fire. Come out, come out, come out, and won't you turn my soul into a raging fire. Into a raging fire. Come out, come out,
Nick and Rebekah, a vast unknown future stretches out before you. That future, with its hopes and disappointments, its joys and its sorrows, is hidden from our eyes. But it is a great tribute to your belief in each other that you are willing to face those uncertainties together. May the pure, simple love with which you join hearts and hands today never fail, but grow deeper and surer with every year you spend together. Before I pronounce you husband and wife, I have just one more thing I want you to do. Your wedding day is one that seems to fly. It's a day filled with emotion, friends, rings, and dances. Many people remember how fleeting their own wedding day was, so I want you to take a few seconds to look into each other's eyes. Think about the happiness that you're feeling in this place, in this moment. Really let that feeling register in your heart and your mind. Now I want you to think about your life together in 20 years. Where are you? What are you doing? We all know that your visions of the future are not identical, but always complementary. John Lennon once said, "A dream you dream alone is only a dream. A dream you dream together, that is reality." Nick and Rebekah, for you, that reality starts now. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you for the first time Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Dymond.